what it'll look like. You have Marky Mark over here, and then you have two women. Would this be a legit? If Marky Mark were, or if you could replace me with his wife, or if he weren't already married, would this be a legit? Like, would this work? Let's put him back in the middle.
Okay. Are you asking me would it work?
Would it work?
You know what? Like I always say, it's a very nuanced thing. I got turned off to it from TV, but I'm only ever looking at the yeah, not even just Sister Wives. The white guy is the one. They live in that big ass house, and you know what I mean. Somebody lives in downstairs, and they fight who's gonna sleep in his room. It's not so much. I think that a lot of couples can do. I think Inaz said something that made me think once about it, because logically it could save the community from a guidance of children standpoint, resources pooled under one roof. I talk about that all the time on my show. Like, look at these Indians, man. Like, they pooling all these resources. They're doing it. From that standpoint, I'm 100% down with it. But then it becomes the fact that these are people with attitudes and opinions. And that's where you blow. That's where I'm like, nope, I can't deal with it. And the part that gets me, that white guy, I think this is years ago, I watched that white guy walk in the house after a long day of work, and he works outdoors or some shit. He's in construction. That dude walked in. They got their arms folded, waiting to unleash the day's arguments on him. And I was like, fuck no. And what it is, I think a lot, it's not even that women are uncontrollable, but I think when the issue starts to involve their individual children, that's where those situations become contentious. And it just seemed, in that particular sense, that's when it seemed more trouble than it was worth for me.
So to that, Trigger Mike, right? Because I've never actually watched this show. I've just kind of seen clips, right? Those women's personalities, from what you've described, is very different than your wife's, right? Mm-hmm. If you had two women that were, or maybe another woman that was more similar to your wife's personality, I don't imagine it would be the same set of issues that man had to go through, right? And so there's a level of selecting an appropriate person to be the second, third, however many wives, right? That changes the dynamic and experience of polygamy.
Yeah. And I'm 100%. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Here's the worst part. I think it can really work out. I think one spoils the bunch. I think you can have three, you can have four, and then you let the wrong one in. I mean, we've seen that with the Sister Wives one, where it just took one. I think there was one that was like the most terrible. She couldn't even be in the room getting interviewed with them. You know, it was so bad. But no, I'm 100% down to see how it would work correctly. You see what I'm saying? We get shown the bad examples for drama and all of that. But if we're talking to your question, Shan, with what we know about you now, I don't know. Put anybody else in your place. I think it could work. With your nonchalant ass, your changing mood, changing mind, take you out completely. Take you out. I don't feel like it. No, y'all. Nah. Shan does what she wants to do. You're not a team player in this situation at all.
I'm a team player.
You would get booted off the island.
You've never been in a relationship with me. I am a team player. And that's
you get booted off the island. I'm sorry.
I'm a very understanding individual. I just take it out on y'all. I don't take it out on him. I take it out on y'all.
We know.
This is my venting session. Hello. It's like therapy.
Yeah, you a highlight Shannon Duck.
I said I'm a toxic
gangster.
They said it, not me. They said it.
I'm not toxic at all. I'm a lover. I don't do none of that shysty stuff.
See, here's the funny part. I believe. Here's the worst part, Shan. I think there's a lot of dudes that have been in love with you because presentation wise, right? You're very peppy, you're very upbeat, you're all of this stuff in the beginning, but
Positive.
your level of indecisiveness is is otherworldly. Like, I don't know when that shit is gonna come into play in a relationship, but
Listen, me on here is totally different from me. What do you say? I'm indecisive. When it comes
I,
to a
I,
mate,
I
I'm
bet money
very
you worse in
decisive.
real life. I bet money is worse in real life.
No, I'm very decisive in a relationship. Like if I'm with you, I'm 100,000% in.
Listen, the only question I got about Shan is like her thinking out loud. She said the
I do
first
think
thing that come to her mind.
I do.
Instead of deliberating her thoughts before she says it, it's literally like, why would you say that? What are you talking about? That's not what we're talking about. Have that battle inside first before you bring that out.
I do. I over communicate. Like if I have a problem, I'm gonna tell you. Like, can we have this discussion? I'm sure that'll work a man's nerves. Like, really?
I think in any relationship, I think the key probably is successful communication or effective communication, where like how you were saying you would bring that to somebody to talk to, right? I think we as a culture lack the ability to effectively communicate amongst each other, judging by these panels, and in real life, how things escalate to violence. But especially in interpersonal relationships with the person you're supposed to love. Because like I said this before, for the life of me, I can't understand why the conversation goes to me trying to say the most hurtful thing I can about the person I love. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Like in relationships when people do that. You know what I mean? But you being over communicative, it's a good thing. It's just like I talked about this before. We create parameters where
It's
we
not
discuss
good.
things.
It sounds like it's good when you have a husband. It's not.
Well,
So
let me add the
people are
context.
addicted to
I think
toxicity.
this is what they talking about
People,
right now. I think this is what they was talking about.
but
So
because I'll forget. Go ahead, Marky Mark.
the context was, and now I forgot. See,
But I broke it up. So you were saying good communication, effective communication is always good with a relationship.
right? Oh yeah. So I was talking about the parameters behind that have to be drawn in order to have it, and one of those things would be understanding when is the proper time to communicate and how to communicate. So you have the necessary tools to be able to explain whatever you need to say to somebody so you can get it off your chest and you don't let it harbor. But you also have the emotional regulation and intelligence to understand this might not be the moment or this might not be the way to go about it. So when we talk about it, like I always talk about, like sometimes if it's getting too heated, taking a quick break to come back. Oh, look at the baby. Taking it. She looked just like you too.
Oh yeah.
Mike, that baby still got his school clothes on. The baby
She
still
went after the movie. I said, "Go upstairs, take your clothes off, and get into bed." Look at this girl. Look at this girl.
that
That's
baby
how they
still
do you.
got her
Look at this
school
girl.
clothes on.
That's how they do you.
Damn, boy. It's been about 3
Like,
hours.
you
Been
don't put
home.
that baby in the tub
Like,
and put
now
the
I
baby
gotta
in
go do all
pajamas
this.
on.
You know they don't cooperate when they sleep. Her hand gonna be stuck like this. But
I can tell she
I'll,
just woke up from a nap.
I'll be right back.
See,
So
that's
listen,
beautiful to see.
so Marky Mark,
That's what I want to see.
uh,
I said that's what I want to see.
I
That's
love
the
it.
kind of situation that I want. I
Mike
want to
is
be
so
able to have
awesome.
some kids.
It's gonna happen, HP.
Yes, HP will be getting HP for making some more kids.
It's gonna happen. What I was trying to say, Marky Mark, is today. So a lot of things have changed in time, right? It was so funny because I was watching a TV show, not a TV show, but a podcast, and they had married women on there giving advice to women of how to become married. But these women got married 20 years ago, so they have no clue of marriage today. Like it's totally different today. You know, the involvement in a relationship is totally different. Most people have like for example, HP, you got a divorce. So you probably have that residual going on from the ex. You know what I'm saying? The toxicity in your head. We know because we've heard you talk about marriage. So we know it's still there. So you've got that. You've got other toxic things that are going on. So it's just never going to be the same as it used to be, where we are moving in a different kind of, it's too many different variables that are going on right now that changes everything. So I understand what you're saying. Effective communication is good, but some people like toxicity. Some people like to be cussed out. There are men who like that. Have y'all seen that one TikTok where the dude was on? I wish I had it. The dude, he's like Hispanic, and his friend was behind him. He was like, "Yo, don't put that on the internet." Did I show y'all that? He was videotaping. He's like, "We finna go get these hoes," and he was like, "No, don't put me on the internet." He said, "My girlfriend follows you," and he was like, "Oh," he was like, "I thought you blocked her." He's like, "Yeah, but she not blocked with you." And then he goes on to say she be hitting him, and he was like, you with a girl who hit you? He's like, "Yeah, I kind of like it though." It's like there are people like that who like the toxicity in a relationship. So effective communication doesn't work for them because it doesn't give them the thrill, that they're looking for. You understand what I'm saying? That's only healed people. And let's just be honest, there's not a lot of healed people available. Just my opinion now.
I know what you're talking about. That was
I agree
two his Latino guys.
Yes, it was
talking.
funny though, but I wish I had the
agree
video
with
so
you.
everybody can see.
I agree with you. It's not a lot of healed people. Like, there's no debate about that. We see the results of that shit like every day. But like I say, I would not be advocating for nobody who is in a position where they not healed to even get a first relationship, because you're gonna create those toxic things, and it's gonna continuously, like, now if we're taking it off of in sex, if they into that and that's how they keep it within the confines of sex, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? Go do your thing if that's what you want to do in sex with consenting adults. But just behaving like that on the regular when they get mad, that's always gonna lead to a domestic violence. Ain't no joke. People, you know what I'm saying? No, I agree with you though. People not healed. People just not healed.
Because there's psychology behind that too, though. It's like the thrill. It gives off, like, what's it called, the dopamine or whatever. So you feel like you're attached. You feel like you're in love, but it's really the chase, the toxicity that you're in love, that high you're in love with. You know what I'm saying? And so people really move that way today. Like that's their go-to. That push and pull. Like, I'm sorry, there's somebody in the basement. That push and pull type of thing. Effective communication doesn't fit in there too well. That person gets played.
They just need to heal. I mean, that they just need to heal.